Okay everybody, so today we're going to be doing a video on the Italian M38 short rifle. This one is in 6.5 Carcano. You can also find these in 7.35 Carcano. Feeds with a 6-round in-block clip that goes in there. It's a cock on open action. These will have a bayonet, just pretty much like a Mauser bayonet or something, but it'll actually be folding, which we don't have one of those today, but I figured I'd show that off. And the history of the M38 really starts out with Italy actually not liking their 6.5 round. In the 1930s, they figured they needed to go to a larger bullet. So they started looking at a 7.35 Carcano bullet, but it is the same size as the 6.5 pretty much. It fits in the same clips, and you can chamber and fire a 7.35 in a 6.5 gun, which it will explode. So don't do that, and be sure what caliber you have your gun in. It'll say on the M38 rifles, but on any rifle before it, I don't think it will say on the 1891 guns and some of those. So make sure you know what your gun's chambered in before you go shooting it. And so these rifles started to go into production in 1938. These were used throughout World War II, and what happened was they had two different calibers, and that complicated things so much that they had to switch back to 6.5, and which created complicated supply lines, because you're trying to supply two different calibers and guns that look the exact same. So you'd have some accidents there with shipping the wrong ammo, then none of your guys could fight. And the reason all that happened was Italy wasn't planning for World War II to start until 1942 or 43, which by that point they would have had time to re-equip all of their forces. You can find these rifles that will have an SA mark on them when they ship to Finland. These rifles can also be found rechambered to 8mm Mauser, because Germany rechambered those to issue to Volkssturm units at the end of World War II. So you really have to be careful with the caliber on these, but in the correct caliber, these shoot great and are nice, accurate rifles. And speaking of ammo, what we're going to be shooting out of these is PPU 6.5 Carcano, 123 grain soft points. And so these were manufactured by multiple different Italian arsenals. This one was made by Tierney. A lot of them will be found manufactured by Tierney. And it was made in 1941, and it's marked on these rifles with Roman numerals how long Mussolini had been in power, which at this point he'd been in power for 19 years. And it's a bit of an interesting thing to be marked. And this rifle is all original, and the Italians didn't serialize their bolt, so it's a bit hard to tell, but this is a Tierney bolt that's original to the gun. And yeah, that's about all we can say about these, so let's get into shooting them some. Alright, so now we're going to load up 6 rounds, and your clip, when it's in fully, it will make a click so you know it's in there. And you can find these clips in steel or brass, but I try to look for a steel one because the brass ones will wear out a bit faster. And we're shooting at 100 yards, but our rounds are going to hit high since it's a 300 meter zero. Huh. Had a slight feeding issue with that last round. And that is one of the problems with the end block clip, is your clip acts as your feed lips, and sometimes when they get worn out it can lead to problems. But that's 6 rounds. Let's go check out the target. Alright, so this is our group. We had one that was a bit of a far flyer, but for the most part it's a fairly decent group. And you can see how high this hits. We were aiming at this plate and it hit all the way up here. But that's our group. Alright, so now we're going to load up another 6 rounds. Yeah, the bolt on this Carcano is very smooth. That's all of them. Okay, this is our next group. Fairly decent group, but still just high. That is one of the main downsides of the Carcano, especially with these, since you can't adjust your sights at all. But that's our group. Alright, we're gonna load up another couple of rounds. And these end block clips have been acting a little bit screwy, but that is the reason that nobody really uses them today, is because your end block clip will be your feed lips and it wears out fairly quickly. This is our next group. You may notice that we only fired 5 that group. That was because when we tried to bolt our last round forward, our clip decided that it would go with it. And we got some jamming up issues with our last round. But that's our group. Alright, that's going to be it for the video. We had a lot of fun with the M38 Carcano. These are really nice, fun guns. This one we got as a extremely smooth action Carcano. our other one, you kind of have to whack on it to get it to chamber. And yeah, these are real nice rifles. The one downside about them is right now ammo is hard to find, and you can only use those in-block clips to feed your rifle, which, as you saw today, weren't the most reliable, especially after you've used them once or twice. But, yeah, if you want to see any more out of the M38 Carcano or our other Carcano, let us know in the comments. And, yeah, catch y'all on the next one.